Hey everybody, welcome to this edition of Whiskey at Work. We're done with August, and that feels good. That feels really, really good. I don't know how crazy your Augusts get.
Ours
but here,
suck.
yeah. It's the fastest a month can go and the slowest a month can go all at the same time.
Yeah, and there's not enough time for drinking for sure.
Seems like that's all we do, though.
Well, you did.
This entire
You did.
month.
I didn't go up to the rally. You were drinking scotch with singers.
I was. We had the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, and then you take like a 5-day break and you roll into the Central States Fair and Rodeo, which is the two biggest events we have going on here in the summer easily. Don't know why we jam it all into 1 month, but by God we do.
People are stupid.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. So I'm glad we're back to drinking here.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why we came back with this, though.
Yeah, this is look.
I'm really hot. Holy smokes.
Really? That's like your third glass already.
That.
We've talked about this a little bit, and it was a while ago. I read an article about the 10 white whiskeys that you should have in your bar, and I thought, white whiskey? I just read the
Why
headline.
would you need 10 white whiskeys?
And I'm thinking, what is a white whiskey to start with? Well,
It's unaged sour mash.
it's this. This is bourbon mash.
We've been doing this for years. How was it that you didn't know that?
I didn't know, and it's aged 1 day. says right there on the bottle.
Notice the beautiful color.
Aged 1 day. Yeah, it looks like vodka. That's exactly what it looks like. I mean, it's totally unappealing, right? Completely. But this is how your favorite bourbon begins.
The good news is that you can drink it all, fill it with water, sell it for the same price.
This is what your teenagers get into. They
Yeah.
drink half of it, fill it up, and hope that you don't know.
If you water this stuff down very far, you're gonna know in a hurry.
I was in Denver recently, and I just had a pure couple of days to do absolutely nothing but drive around and find distilleries. And
Between dispensaries.
between dispensaries and distilleries, I could have mixed those up. We'll start with a D, have an E sound in them. But I found some really cool things down there. It's the craft
And
whiskey.
this was the one that made the
Well,
list.
the craft whiskey market obviously is exploding right now. You are able to find some pretty amazing things being created all over the country. And Denver's a great place
I
for
don't know
it.
why more people aren't doing it if you only have to age it for a day.
Well, you start here, obviously. But yeah, this is Bear Creek. It's a distillery that I found just south, I think it was a little southwest of Denver, not too far, just outside of downtown a little bit. Went in, sampled this in a flight, had their bourbon, and I was like, this is. You get the vapors? Are you okay?
Well,
Are
it's try it, folks.
It's really good, honestly. You would think something aged 1 day that hasn't sat in the barrel for 2, 3, 4 years like your bourbon is supposed to would be harsh, would be tough to swallow, would have a terrible smell.
It smells good.
It smells like sweet corn, is what you're getting out of this, right? Are you going to be?
I'm not
worried
sure.
about you
What
right
did you
now.
call it?
What?
Is good.
It is good.
It is-
It's moonshine. It's good moonshine.
It's moonshine.
How about that?
I
Well,
wouldn't-
what
I mean,
was
I don't know. It's just
what was your first reaction when you took a taste?
the smell I thought was great. The first sip, ironically, is good. Usually, as you know, it takes me a couple sips to get into the palate part of it. But oofta, this is.
It's a little much.
I should have taken your lead and given about half a finger.
I don't think this is something you're really supposed to pour over ice and sip. I believe it's
This is a mixer.
It's an absolute for mixers, yeah. But I think it's interesting that you can take something aged 1 day and actually have it pretty nuanced in a bottle. But I wonder if bourbon mash, though, I wonder if that's, when you want to taste the essence of what your bourbon is, that's what this is. This is where it all begins, right?
Well, sure. I didn't know what we were doing today, so I wasn't able
Never
to
telling.
research anything. I'd bring limes. Okay, fine.
That's all I wanted him to do. That was his whole homework for this past week.
Nailed it.
You did it. He did a great job with that too.
I am curious, what proof is this coming in at?
Well,
Because they must.
No, what does that say on there?
90.
It is 90?
45%.
Wow.
So it's not
All right.
true, Kentucky moonshine.
Right, no,
I mean, it's not
no.
coming in at full proof. So they're not probably barreling this. Don't they barrel it at 140?
I believe
Or
that's what it has to
160?
be. Right, yeah. Yep.
I think after 2 years of doing this, we'd know.
We don't, because we're drinking. We're drinking a lot before we get
Jesus,
started doing
yeah.
this whole thing.
I'm about
But
to light my breath on fire.
I'm excited to try this in a mixer. And I asked Rob, like I said, his homework assignment was to bring some limes. So do you want to mix something up here and try it and see how
Well,
good
I
it'll be?
think, honest to God, I think I need to. It might be the first time, I swear to God, I've ever said that about a whiskey, which is
I know.
is iffy
Having
at
Rob
this
have a
point.
mixer is going to be weird.
But-
let me give you a fresh glass, okay? So we can do this. All right.
still
So
drinking that.
this is really
I'm no quitter.
it's one of the simplest.
Are you gonna do this on?
Yeah, I think you. Russ said do it, and he'll fancy it up. So whatever. This is one of the simplest white whiskey cocktails I could find.
Did they make
Okay.
one of these for you? While you were
No,
down
they
there?
didn't at all.
Oh,
I
you
actually looked this
did
up
some
online.
research.
I did do some research. All right, so in the fridge, Rob, if you would pull out that pineapple juice, the simple syrup, and your lime juice,
Oh, you put
we're
the
gonna
lime in here.
we're gonna put one of these bad boys together. All right. So
See, folks, he cooked.
I did. Simple syrup is a lot easier to make than I thought it was going to be.
What, water and sugar?
Well, but then you have to put it on medium heat for X amount of time. I don't know how. What's that? I'm pouring in 2 ounces of the white whiskey.
If you've seen
In the
this
glass
before,
first, okay?
you do know that he's a stickler.
You
for
have to measure this stuff out.
Don't you?
You have to. This
See?
is like baking. This isn't
This isn't
cooking. This is
baking.
baking. Baking has to be done
2/3
exactly right.
booze, 1/3 whatever
No.
else.
It's 2 ounces of the white whiskey. Then you're going to add in 2 ounces of pineapple juice. Dole, of course. I don't know what else you could find. Okay.
Well, you can keep from splashing it all over the table. That helped.
Did I splash? All right.
Yeah.
Now grab your lime juice, Rob.
You're like
And
you're like beers before breakfast with the
making a
sloppiness on the
giant mess
table.
right here.
That's right, Joe. You heard me.
We're gonna
You're
add in
a slob when it comes to
ounce of
shooting
lime
stuff down
juice.
there.
This might all have absolute zero audio in it, though. We might speed this thing up. Who knows?
Except for the Joe part.
And then 1 ounce of easier than I thought
How
to
many
make
of those do you have?
simple syrup. What's that? Jiggers?
Isn't that one on top the same as the one on the top one on the bottom?
What are you talking about?
That one the same size
It
as
could
that
be,
one?
but you just flip this one over.
Then why did you bring two?
I don't know. I didn't know how many I'd need. I always come prepared, Rob. Now, in the freezer behind you, you'll find some frozen pineapple.
Of course.
So why don't you grab a couple of those?
Are there umbrellas in there too?
There's no umbrellas. I didn't bring any umbrellas with this. And unlike
The
beers
bear
before,
drawing, the bear drawing has an umbrella on it. I'm just saying.
and
Pants.
any mess I make, I will clean up though here before we're done. Thank you. Instead
We
of
have
ice cubes,
Oh, we don't have ice
no,
cubes.
we're gonna use this to cool it off. Actual chunks of pineapple. Look at how creative I was. In Boy Scouts, I think I won a lot of badges for creative cooking.
Did you?
I don't remember though. Anyway, with badges, what were they
I
called?
can't wait for you to be on a roast with Snoop Dogg as Martha Stewart.
There we go. I don't have any idea what this is called. I'm going to go ahead and just stir it with this because I didn't bring it down any sort of stir. Okay. So let's go ahead and mix that up really good. Mix that up really good. I'm going to make a little bit of a sloppy mess there.
Now you're making a mess on both sides of the table.
I'll clean it up. Okay.
Goddamn right you will.
All right. I don't know what this is called, but it's made with white whiskey. Ready? Let's give her a taste,
We're
Rob.
shooting it or sipping it or.
Now that's
pretty good.
it is. It's refreshing. It's sweet. Very pineapple-y, obviously.
It's like baking though. It's going to take you a lot longer to get it ready than it is to drink it.
Sure. But I can see why white whiskey, moonshine, is perfect for stuff like this. Because all of that sweet cuts out, even though the corn in that white whiskey is
God.
sweet,
It is sweet.
it still cuts out a lot of that, the harshness that you'd get from from a moonshine type beverage.
Well, but the moonshine itself actually is sweet up front. I mean, it's moonshine's not. Yeah, I mean, it's the one-day-old whiskey is. It's got a sweet smell and a sweet flavor to it. It's just there's a lot going on when it's going down, folks. I don't know.
If you want to try something weird, different, unique, I know Jack Daniel's, I believe, has a white whiskey too. Most
They have an unaged rye that I have.
Wonder if that would be as good. The rye, I don't know. Boy, that seems like it would burn from the second it touched your tongue till you swallowed it.
If I remember, it's been a while since I've had it, and I've got an open bottle at home, but I don't think that the rye pepper has taken full effect when it's unaged like that.
Oh, probably not. You're
So
right.
it wasn't quite as, I'm not a huge rye fan, but it was okay, straight.
Sure.
I don't know.
I love this. This is awesome. I'm probably going to keep a bottle of this at home. And the thing is it's cheap. $25 for a bottle of that. Which
Yeah, but
probably,
you can buy a 4-year-old bourbon for $25. This was aged for 20 minutes.
But the 4-year-old bourbon ain't going to taste as good with a bunch of pineapple juice in it.
I know, but you can go buy a $6 bottle of vodka.
Go get yourself some of this. Get some pineapple
You're
juice,
gonna
get
throw
some
it
lime
back.
juice, make yourself some simple syrup at home, very easy to do. Throw some pineapples in here, because we're healthy, and shoot
You
it
made a
back.
mess.
I did, but I'm going to clean it up. I'm not beers before breakfast. Anyway,
Joe.
thanks so much for watching this edition of Whiskey at Work. My unprepared one.